Major 9. Okay, good, good. All right. I'm trusting you know the vocabulary. So slide over from, oh, here. We'll do it this way. I'm going to play this in a bunch of different styles, and I want you to kind of see if you can get what I'm doing. I'm going to do kind of a Latin style, all right? Watch the left hand. You think you figured out what I'm doing?
Taking the 7th and moving it down kind of chromatically, but
yes, that's a good pattern.
Not exactly.
Not exactly. Okay. This is a great standard left hand to know for not only Latin style, but if you want to do swing, like, and you want an instant left hand that sounds full. All I'm doing is playing, I'm leaving the 5th out of every chord, and I'm leaving all the colors out beside the 7th. I'm just playing root, 3rd, 7th. And I'm playing it one of two ways. I'm either doing root, 7, 3, or root, 3, 7. Root, 7, 3, root, 3, 7. Root, 7, 3, root, 3, 7. Root, 7, 3. Isn't that nice? It works perfectly with this chord progression. Do you want me to demonstrate again, or do you want to try it?
I think I can try.
I think you got it. If you know your chords that well. There you go. You got it. You got it. That's it. And then this would be the root 3, 7, 1. Good. Right. And I did a sneaky thing here. I borrowed this from Latin style. It's E minor 7 for 2 bars. So I went major 7 and then down. Isn't that a nice sound? Okay. So now, here's what I'd like you to try. Can you reach a 10th? Yeah. Can you see his hand? All right, very good. Can you do this? Where you play the upper 2 together in a comped rhythm? Good. Yeah, that's a tricky one, isn't it? What's the F sharp minor one? That's it. That's it. Now here comes that major 7. That's it. Here we go. You're my accompanist. A little bit slower. 1, 2, here we go. Notice how I play along with the student. I do that to actually make him less self-conscious and more focused on the rhythm. Because if it's all about me standing here looking at him, that's a lot tougher gig, isn't it? But if I'm playing with you, then we're making music. It's a technique I recommend. Okay, so now, you think you can add the right hand? Or is that asking too much? Okay, but now, is Latin style straight or swing? It's straight, but highly syncopated. And that's why people think it's swing. So take it slow. You could do this slow. And it still works, okay? There you go. Stop you there because you did an excellent job. Wow, he nailed it. Okay. I got so lucky with my students today because what you're getting here is a time-lapse video, right? This is actually weeks of instruction with Katie and also with Daniel, that's probably a week's worth of practice for most students to do. But now, Daniel comes, okay, imagine, next week, here, change your hair a little bit. Okay, yeah, next week, hi Daniel, how was your week?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. You like that Latin style we did last week? Okay, great, great. Okay, let's do last 5 minutes. Yeah, all right. Like typical students before a lesson. Oh, whoops! You have to get over here. All right. I think I know this really, really nice girl named Katie, who's a jazz singer. Katie Lowe is her name. Have you heard of her?
No.
No. Okay. Anyway, really cute. She's like 15 years old, I think. And anyway, she's looking to sing this in a jazz style, to audition for the jazz band. So I'd like to, if you don't mind, she's a cute girl. You might enjoy working with her. Okay, all right. So I'm thinking we need a walking bass. Maybe something like this, right? Maybe a bit higher. Have you ever done a walking bass before?
Yeah.
Oh, you have. Okay. What am I doing in my and let's take each hand at a time. What am I doing in my left hand? Let's see. We'll start here. There's one basic principle of walking basses. If you know the principle, it just makes life so much easier. Can you figure it out? What am I doing?
Looks like you're just taking the first 4 notes of scale for each chord.
Pretty much. Okay, so every downbeat, I'm aiming to play the root to establish the harmony, right? And basically, I am walking up the scale to the next note. Now, in this case, whoops, we need an extra note. So we add in a chromatic note. Now here, I'm going to walk down to the G. Look at that. 4 right there. I'm going to walk up to the C. Whoops. I'm going to have to add in a chromatic note. Oh, look at this. Right down the scale. Well, maybe a chromatic note. Right down the scale. So that's essentially walking bass. That's why they call it walking, because you know. So I'm going to play your right hand with my left hand. Boy, that was confusing. And can you play your left hand with your left hand?
Sure.
Did that make any sense to anybody? Okay. Can you play bass down there? And here, slide over just a minute. I'm sorry, camera people, but I'm in your way. But there, how's that? This is getting cozy, isn't it? All right, a little bit. Too cozy.
That's right.
Okay, all right. A 1, a 2, a 1. So all I really want you to do is get to the root of the chord on the downbeat. If you can do that, anything else is bonus, okay? A 1, 2, here we go. Good. Nice, again. Wow, you got good rhythm. All right, now, that may have been what's known as PAS, premature applause syndrome, because I'm going to ask you to add the right hand, which immediately is going to slow down that left hand. What are you going to be playing in your right hand? You got it. Right, why that register rather than this register?
Shrill up here.
It is. This is a useful bit of information for students. When you ask them to play a major 7th chord, they play it down in the bass or they play it up there. It's useful to think of the piano as being like a photographic lens that's out of focus on the peripheral, but it's perfectly sharp and clear in the center. And so when jazz teachers teach these complex harmonies like this, they teach them right in the center of the piano where it's most resonant. Because if I play a C chord here, boy, you can tell it's a C chord. But if I play a C chord here, how many people can tell the difference between this and this? Oh, you can't? Okay, well, you're musicians. But what I played was a C chord, and then I played all 5 notes in the 5-finger position. It's hard to discern. And likewise, who can tell the difference between this and this? Okay, there's a little more difference. But in the center of the piano, so I'm always asking students to, when they're playing chords like this, to focus toward the center. All right, can you add those? I'll tell you what, I'm going to play bass slowly for you while you come up with those. 1, 2, here we go. Okay, now explain that chord to me.
Okay, I was playing just D7, flat 13, flat 9.
Oh, you were you? Okay, very good. Now, does it fit the melody? Right. Yeah, exactly, because you've got that E in the melody. And Katie, you got to think of your singer, right? You're trying to impress the girl, not trying to overwhelm her with dissonance. There's a composer named Charles Ives who became a very successful insurance salesman. I mean, he was a multimillionaire. He quit composing to go into insurance. Do you know this? And he was once asked why he gave up such a promising career as a composer, but he couldn't get his music played. And he said, and this is a famous quote, "I don't want my children to starve on my dissonances." Okay? So you don't want this relationship with Katie to starve on your dissonances, all right? That's what I'm saying. So here we go. So yeah, I would play a normal 9, and even that 13, maybe a normal 13 at first. 1, 2, here we go. Okay, good. Now that F sharp chord.
I got myself tried to voice lead down when trapped in the lower register.
You did. Trapped in the lower register. I think that could be a movie title. Trapped in the lower register. Yes. That's actually a pretty decent voicing, isn't it? Because I'm not sure, where did you get that D sharp from?
Oh, because I was going to the B, it just kind of happened.
Oh, it just kind of happened. Well, I don't know. That might, again, make that relationship, I don't know, think of those starving children. Okay, that's all I can say. All right, so now, when you get home this week, can you practice putting it all hands together?
Yeah.
Okay, that...
You mean this week in the hypothetical?
Thank you. Yes, exactly. The week. Okay, very good. Okay, fast forward next week. Hey, Daniel, how are you? How did that session go with Katie?
Not too well. I played too much dissonant stuff.
Oh! and the relationship went south. I tried to warn him. What can I say? Katie, I'm sorry. I did my best. All right? Okay. Oh, you artists. Yeah. It's a lonely life, I'll tell you.
That lower register.
Yeah, that lower register. I know. You're down in the gutters. I'm trying to lift you out above it. Okay. Let's do some other styles, and then I need to tell people about how to teach beginners. But we still have a few minutes. Slide over. Or yeah, that's it. I'm going to give you an option of which style you might like to do. There's so many to choose from. We could do how often do you do left-hand melodies? Like something like this. Let's see. Let me get going here. Something like that. That's an option. We could do kind of a Rachmaninoff thing with your technique, maybe like... I'm trying to challenge him, okay? All right? I mean, this guy's getting things too quickly. I'm trying to keep him humble. Humility, look, life lesson number 2. Don't let your children starve on dissonances. And the 2 secrets of life are humility and gratitude. Okay? So I'm trying to teach him humility right now. So which of these 2 styles, or let's see if there's, which of those 2? Any of those interest you?
I don't usually play melodies in my left hand. So
let's try that. Okay. Now, here's what I was doing. The problem with a melody in the left hand is what? What's the biggest issue you're going to have?
Trying to voice the chords in a way that it doesn't go too high because you're trying to...
Yeah, and also, how are you going to account for that bass note? Right? where's the bass note? Because if the left hand's playing melody,